Hello everyone, this is Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me. I'm here with a finished flip through of this writing journal. We did two videos together where we recovered the inside and the outside of this former Better Homes and Gardens binder, and then I just went ahead and finished it, as you can see, and I'm going to go ahead and flip through it for you. So as a reminder, we put scrapbook paper here. It's cardstock, fabric, rickrack wrapped around the fabric, and got the rickrack back here, and coordinating paper here. And this was all from one paper pad, so it all coordinates very nicely. On the inside, we also did the scrapbook paper here and made pockets out of the same cardstocky scrapbook paper. So we have a nice big pocket here. And so this is a writing journal that was I made by request. And so she wanted it's going to be writing. So I wanted to leave her, I didn't really decorate. I just added some things that she could decorate with and left the room for her to write and do what she wants. And we talked about the binder journal, and she liked that idea because she can move things around now and do what she wants, add to it. If she has something she wants to punch in, she can use any of these for a template, or I have something in the back I'll show you when we get there that she can also use as a template for punching holes. So in this front pocket, I just have I took apart another little journal, the blank journals you find sometimes at stores or thrift stores. This one I found at a thrift store, and it was so pretty. This first page of it, I put it in here for her to use as she wishes, but it's so pretty. And it says this journal belongs to, entry dates here, from and to, as far as from when she starts writing in here, and to. Of course, she can write anything she wants on those lines, right? This is a little booklet I had made out of sewing tissue, and it's just some writing room for her and little pockets she can stick things in. This is the pattern tissue, and the pockets are the pattern instructions, and that's all sewn together. I did that on one of my videos too. And this is a little writing spot here where we have lots of lines made. This was a kind of like a file folder, or I think maybe it was just open like this as a divider. And I folded it in half and left the tab here so it would be like a little file folder, but that's for her to write on. So everything is put in here with the purpose of her being able to write everywhere. You know what I mean? So from the Better Homes and Gardens, I used as a template the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook dividers, and made dividers, and you can see the tabs here all cascade down the edge here. And I used exactly the tabs there and copied the tabs in the divider pages so that they would look just like the ones in the Better Homes and Gardens. But they're made out of cardstock, the matching cardstock from the paper pad that I used. And so on the front of each one I did decorated, but it's the decoration, like on this one, is a vintage card, a very beautiful one, and it's washi taped on, so she can decide if she wants to glue this down or move it or put something else here, or whatever she wants to do. But if she did glue it down, she could do it in a way that there's a pocket here too if she wanted to. And of course she could use this for writing space too. So I just thought it looked so pretty against that color. And on the back here I used a little card for a pocket. It's a Victorian fan, and that is glued on. And then in here I just put all the papers I put in here, all for writing purposes. So this is from a little address book. This is from a little book. You keep a record of the books you read and take notes about it. So that was from that little book journal. And this is just a piece of like cardstocky paper from a little notebook. And here I have clipped on this paper. It's lined paper, and I have several little note papers here from different notebooks and things. As you can see, I'll flip through them here for you. Bridge score pad. And so throughout I used all different writing papers so that she could come and find the paper she wants to write on that day and look forward to writing on a different pretty paper every day, so she doesn't have the same boring paper throughout, right? It's all different pretty papers that I thought would be inspiring for her, you know, and exciting to go and write on a different paper every day, you know, and still keep the writing and the story or whatever she wants to write in here, you know what I mean? So this is ledger paper with a playing card sewn on there as a tab. Some graph paper. There's a couple different kinds of graph paper. This is an older graph paper here. It's thicker, it's older, and it has gray lines. And then I put several different lined paper in here like this, different colors, so that would be fun and interesting. Pink, this one's pink, of course. This is graph paper with blue grid. This is a gas and oil consumption record. Just fun to write on different papers, I think. Green stationery. This is a very large index card. So here we come to our second divider. This is I have a book. I have several booklets of postcards, and this one is the art postcards. And so this one again is washi taped on, and I put one on each of the dividers that match the divider, so you can see how pretty that looks on there. In case she wants to leave it on there, she can leave it washi taped, or she can glue it, or whatever she wants to do. On the back of here I have a pretty envelope from a stationery set that folds out, and so I didn't take up her writing room, so she still has her writing room here. And then in the envelope I put several little note papers and a bridge score sheet, a different smaller one that would be fun to write on. And then she can add to that if she wants, different notes she can put in there. This is a little bookmark here, and it is blank on the back so she can write, and then she has this lined paper. I put everything, all the little note papers and things I put in pockets or clip them down so she can do what she wants and put them where she wants. That's some pretty, like, this is cardstock note card. This is another playing card sewn on this ledger paper. This is some pretty, this was from another journal that I picked up at a thrift store that had these pretty pages in it, so I put one in here, and it has a nice little quote there on the front and back, both very pretty. A ledger, there's I think a couple pieces here. And then this is some yellow lined paper with a pretty sunflower bookmark, and this one has decoration on the back so she can turn it over. She can even turn this into a little tuck spot if she wanted to glue it down. So, and then she's got a pretty teardrop paper clip there. Graph, this is another size, you know, still large but not as big as that other one. Index card. This is some planner paper here, has different little spaces to write in, you know, this little space here. That's a lined section here, and it has two little spaces up here. This is one of my shaker tags, and I just clipped it on with a binder clip there. I wanted her to have some fun clips so she can clip some things in here if she wants. Stationery, lined paper, lots of different stationaries. I went through all of my stationaries and tried to pull out like one of each so I could put them throughout. This is just some fun paper that she can write on with all the little squares. Like she could write right across here like this is a line, or she could write something in the squares. It just makes writing more fun, I think. And then on this one is another pretty postcard. This postcard book had to do with love and postage. So you can see that looks like a postage stamp there. And again, it is washi taped on so she can move it. This is a little quote here. It's from that quote book I got at a thrift store that I've been showing you and putting in my journal. So they have a quote, you know, encouraging words on both sides. And then I did it as a flip out here so that she can write. I didn't want to take up her writing room, so that's that. And then just some pretty lined paper and stationery. This is a garden themed stationery. On this flip out, I put a little vintage sheet ruffle that's sewn on. Graph. I put some pretty index cards. I have these colorful ones that are different colors, so I put several of those in here for, you know, a fun writing spot. They don't all have to be the same size. And when you have a binder journal, it is fun, you know, when you're using a binder to have them clipped in like that, different sizes. This is computer stationery, and on here, this is I used as a clip here a little clothespin, you know, the little ones, and another one of my shaker tags there. Those are all they all have writing space on the back. Graph paper and lined paper. oh, this is cardstock here. So it's lined on this side. You can see the lines go horizontal, and then the lines go vertical on this side. And then trip diary here, trip diary page, and some pretty stationery. This is from a garden book, and it's so pretty. I wanted to put in here as a writing space because it has these nice lines on both sides. So here's the next divider with a pretty postage stamp love postcard. On the back of this I have a library pocket. She can write all over this, all over this. This is glued down, but she can write all over here. So I really didn't take up her writing room because she can write here, in this space where this is, she can write here, and in this space where this is, she can write here. So I actually added extra writing room there. And then it's decorated with a cute little black and white photo, and it says "Life is wonderful," little words there. And then here another lined page with several note papers, clipped on with one of my vintage plastic paper clips, but as you can see, all different fun writing papers that she can do. She can glue these down, she can tip them in, she can just do whatever she wants. She can put them in the binder. This is some cat stationery, really cute cat in a garden there, and another one of my shaker tags. And this is a pretty, let me show you this paper clip because I keep forgetting to use these, and I have a few of them. So I finally got them out, remembered to get them out and put one in here. So it's metal. It's a really nice little paper clip. I had bought those a while ago. A guest check here that she can write on the front and back. I decorated it with a couple little butterflies there. A fold out with a pretty, playing card, bridge score sheet, another pretty index card, graph paper here, pretty blue lined paper and more graph, and then that is stationery, and this is just this is from a little, kind of like a journal, and it has a little quote down here, and so it has green lines. It's really just pretty and fun to write on. This is computer stationery where you can write all over this, and it's also pretty with the two children here, and then it has writing space on the back. So we're at the next divider where we have another postcard. This one, like I said, I picked one out that would, look pretty on the divider page in case she wants to glue it down. And on this side, I used one of my little envelopes that we made on video where it opens up. It's a decorated envelope. Inside is writing space, or she could put something in here if she wants. She can add something. There's room to put something in here. Little card, like index card size. There's a little bee stamp in here in case you didn't see that video. It's a little kind of friend in there when you open up the envelope. A little friend to greet you, and then you just close it back up. It says "just a note" here, and a pretty paper flower, and then there's a note paper. I left a pocket open in the back too, where I put some pretty, this has some beautiful birds and flowers on this note paper. So that is in there. This is a bingo card where I put some Tim Holtz people in the front here to decorate, and it was just plain cardboard on the back, like just regular cardboard color. So I added a piece of file folder and sewed that down so that she would have writing space on the back of this. And then lined paper. This is some really beautiful stationery here. You can see the edge, and then it's also, which you probably might not be able to see probably, is it's embossed around the edges there. Some ledger paper where I sewed on as a tab some Tim Holtz birds, Tim Holtz ephemera. Pretty stationery here. Graph paper where I've clipped on a little journaling space here. This is actually it's like regarding cooking. So you're supposed to write down your recipe and write down notes about it and things like that, but it's just a fun writing spot. Let me show you the other side, because this other side is really cute. It has this little little girl on there with her mixing bowl, and I just thought that I'll put it this way because it's so cute. I love those, and I wanted to put one in here for her. Some fun writing space. Computer stationery, pretty garden theme. Graph paper. This is also computer stationery with a garden theme, a different one. It says "How does your garden grow?" here. That's the top half. Here is a index card, green one, and then here's the bottom half of that stationery that I just showed you. And then the next divider card with a pretty, this is a vintage postcard. So on this one I use more vintagey looking washi tape and just put it like, almost like photo corners, just put it right over the corner. And it's, again, it's not glued down or anything. She can move that or glue it down, whatever. And here I use a piece of note paper as the pocket, but I reinforced it with file folder and then fussy cut out the flowers as they were on the note paper so that it would be a strong pocket. And here I have several little note papers from these little notepads that I have. This one says today's phone and messages, today's appointments with the different times, things to do, today's things to do with numbers and little squares where you check off, and today's memoranda. I thought those were fun little notes, and I put those in there for writing space. Lined paper, pretty stationery. I just love that stationery. I love all my stationery, my vintage stationeries. And all those I picked up at thrift stores. Vintage, all my playing cards are vintage too. And so this one is a pretty bird where I sewed that on as a tab. Index card here, one of those ones you can color. And graph paper. And green. I have several of these different lined papers that are different colors. So I put at least one of each in here, maybe more, I'm not sure. And then there's some pretty graph. I love that blue, it's so pretty. Here's some more computer, this is probably computer stationery. And it's just got these pretty flowers and just really pretty. It's kind of thick too. And then here's this is graph paper. Then now this is some vintage ledger here. I dug out my vintage ledger and put some of these nice papers in here because these are so fun and really cool. They're pink and blue lines and they have the little numbers up here. I tried to make sure I kept the numbers because I don't think I had to cut these down though. This is from a smaller ledger. And then in the very back here I have a pocket from a card, it's like a card organizer book. And they had these pages in there with the folders, so I just had to cut it down a little bit and didn't have to cut any of the picture off. Made some new holes, and so now she has a little pocket right here. And on the back, there's lines that she can write on. So we're at the back, and now this is the original little, push cardboard thing that's in Better Homes and Gardens cookbooks and other books, cookbooks and binders and things. Sometimes you'll see this little piece. And so it's used to help, I think it's mostly used to help push the pages back and forth. But it was just plain kind of, old and kind of a little grungy piece of cardboard. So I covered it with some of the scrapbook paper from, and it's all cardstock in there in that paper pad. So pretty piece, and this is a pink on the front, and on the back I used some green, and then I just stitched it all together. So she can use this as its intended purpose, or she can use this as a template too if she needs to punch more holes. She can take this out and put her paper on there and punch through those holes, and it'll match up the binder rings here. So that was fun. I'm glad I thought of doing that. So here's our back pocket where I have several things. I have a little pen here. I have a few of these pens in my stash that I bought one time at a store. They were on clearance, and this is one is cute. This is blah, blah, blah on there. So I thought that'd be a fun pen. And she can keep a pen. She can keep her own pen in here, too. There's room enough in here to just... That one has a little clip on it, so it just fits right there perfectly. A couple of note paper, pretty note papers in here. This one's decorated on both sides, which I think is really neat. Personal goals, it says here. So fun lines to write on. This is just a pretty notepad that says... Oh, it has birds and birdhouses, so super cute with the blue there. And then this is that little book that we made the other day from Atlas advertisement. And it's, opens up, and I put papers. Well, I put a pocket right here so she can tuck something in here if she wants. And she can use this separate too, but there's a pocket there. There's a pocket here. This one's decorated. This one I didn't decorate because it has I used one of the cool labels from... Postal Love there, I believe that was from. Yep. And then I just put some different papers in here, as far as not all the same. So coffee dyed, graph, and lined paper, and that's sewn down with my sewing machine. So, and that just folds up like this. And there we go. So she has all of the writing room in here, and very fun and interesting. I hope she will like it. And the goodies I have so far, and this is probably going to be the goodies that I send with it, but I have all the papers, all the cutoffs from the scrapbook paper. So there's some really pretty cutoffs here that she can do what she wants with, make journaling cards or tags or whatever. Even some big pieces that she can make pages out of if she wants. See, I could have put these in here, but I'm going to let her do what she wants. And these two I was going to put in there, but I thought I'd let her do what she wants. This one I made out of one of the dividers from the cookbook, and I just added a pocket on either side. And I've already punched the holes, so she could put this in there. And I'm going to let her put it in there where she wants, so that's ready to go. And this is actually could be a page too. I just put two pieces of scrapbook together with a little scrap from the paper, this paper. Hinged it right there, so this is a little fold out that she can put in there. But all of those scraps there she's getting. Then I also cut some extra graph paper and already hole punched it here, and she can put that anywhere she wants, just some extra paper. And then just some goodies that she can do what she wants with. Oh, I see I used one of these labels. I'll have to cut that off, the used one. Yeah, I have a pack of these, and I'm like, I need to, share these. So I put one in there. There we go. Now it's brand new, right? And then there's just some other little pieces that she can use. I put some tea in here. I shouldn't show everything because she needs to be surprised, right? Some sticky notes I put in there. Some reinforcements you can use on the holes if she feels like she needs some reinforcements. There's 4 sheets of those. These are some little die cuts, just from a paper punch that I've punched out of my vintage books pages. So those are in there. One of my little bunnies are in there, and some journaling cards, extra ones. These are all, if the crown fits, wear it. And then there's writing room on the back. This one's a special day. And then this one, this is simple here. And then here's the details. So I think those are cute. I love journaling cards. And then here I have, I have some butterflies. Like I usually include butterflies with my journals for people to decorate with. So several little, I punch them out with a punch. There's several butterflies in there. There's some brads in here where she can put this down if she wants. I didn't know if she would want it, so I just am including it, but she can put it, if she wants, she can put it on here. And she can just glue this on with any kind of, I think fabric glue or E6000, whichever. I think both would work. And she can just glue this down here if she wants to put a little book plate on here and put a little something in there. The word journal or whatever, her name or whatever she wants, a date. But that can be put on there if she wants to. So I'm including that for her. And that is it. It is done, and I hope you all enjoyed the whole 2 videos and this 3rd video too, of the flip through. So thank you for watching, and I'll be off to my next project, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Happy crafting.